Hey guys, so I am back in Boone after my wonderful 2-hour drive or ride um, to the cardiologist and back. It's pretty much an all-day affair. I left at 8:30 this morning and I just got back into town about 6:30. Excuse me. I put some pictures before of the highlights of my trip. Starting from the exploding Sprite in the morning to the ball bracelet. I didn't really get many pictures at Baptist. I kind of didn't move once I got there. It was too hot to do anything. And my favorite view is coming back. So, how the cardiologist appointment went. I've never been giving a ball bracelet to see a doctor in a clinic. Apparently it's something I'm supposed to go by and get as soon as I get to the hospital campus. Yeah, wasn't informed of this. Let's see what happened next. After you check in at the cardiologist, you automatically go get an EKG. And I almost passed out trying to get up on the EKG table on the poor old woman. Kind of freaked her out a little bit. So yeah, that was okay. I was got a little woozy and yeah, fell off the table. So she kept me up on the EKG machine for like 10 minutes, hoping that she would get something. So she commented on how my heart rate would drop and then it would speed back up and then it would drop and it would speed back up. And I was just like, yeah, I knew this. But she was really, really sweet. And so she ended up taking like 7 EKGs and compared them, and she was like, I think you need to take this one to the doctor. And I was just like, sure, whatever. But yeah, it was interesting. I talked to the nurse practitioner at first, always comes through and makes sure that your file's up to date with your medicines and everything. She's really funny. They didn't give me restrictions last time I was there about anything. I was told to do things as I tolerated. And so she was like, well, how often are you passing out and stuff like that. And we went from like, I haven't been down there since the end of January. So we had to do like the couple months of what happened, etc. And when we got to like currently, and my heart rate's doing really bad swings, she looked at me and she was like, what's your diet like? And I just had to laugh because I am on a tyramine-free diet. But when my heart rate's really low, I don't eat like, I eat like a regular person would, but like when my heart rate's 170, I eat junk food and I eat anything I can get a lot of like calories in. It doesn't matter if it's part of my diet or not, because I know I can't keep up with how much my body's burning, and I continuously will lose weight at that point. So, and she had noticed that I had lost like 15 pounds since last time I was in their office, and I was like, actually, I've kind of gained some back, but I think I lost it in the last couple days, because I was in the hospital. My heart rate was like 191, and they weren't changing my medicines at that point because they wanted me to go down to Baptist and see that cardiologist. And so when he came in while the nurse practitioner was in there, and it was really nice. And he was like looking over like the last Holter monitor I wore and the EKG from the last time I was at the cardiologist in Boone with my heart rate in the 140s. And the fastest it got today while I was laying with the EKG machine hooked up was 120 or 117 or something like that. So he was just like, wow, you're still ticking. And I have been taking my beta blocker since last Thursday, which really concerned me, and that's why I ended up going to the ER this weekend, was because while I was taking this beta blocker, that's supposed to be not letting my heart rate get as high, it was still spiking up to the 180s, 190s. And that's very concerning for me if I'm taking medicines. And so I had to make sure nothing was going on otherwise. And he looked at that, and he looked at all my records from the hospital up here, and was not. He kind of sat there, and he was just like, "This is a problem." I was like, yeah. But he didn't necessarily mean that it was a problem that my heart rate was going as fast as it was, because yes, you can take beta blockers. I can't really take beta blockers. And that's what he flat out said. He said that my case is a little more complicated than most people who have a fast heart rate like me. The EKGs don't show that I have extra pathways. That the problems, it's a normal rhythm even when it's 180. I do sometimes go into SVT, but that's not a different pathway. It's basically I have a problem with the SA node, specifically is what he said. And that concerns him to a degree, because while most people who have a really fast heart rate, and I don't know why that's flashing, but most people who have a really fast heart rate in the 180s and 190s can have an ablation where you go through with catheters and you kind of like cut off the electrical signals that are not normal. And we've been talking about having an EP study where they would stick 3 catheters into my heart, and they would test the electrical pathways, and if they found one that was abnormal, then they could get rid of it. And last time I was there, we talked about it, and I told him I was not really thrilled about this. I mean, he flat out told me he didn't think that it could give me, he didn't think he could find anything. So I'm not thrilled about it. And so he brought that up again today. He was just like, the EP study, and I was like, that's the scary test I don't want. He keeps trying to tell me it's not scary, but, hello, you're putting catheters in my heart, that's not normal. So, he says that he would normally, if someone's having this problem, go in and do an ablation to a degree to the SA node where it would not get as fast. I can't have that. The other concern for me is I drop too low. And he does not want me dropping lower. And he feels that if he goes in and does any type of ablation right now, he's going to make my heart rate even lower at times. So I am what he coined the complicated case. So he's very hesitant on what can be done. He was just like, the toprol I was on was not working, obviously. And I can't get on a higher dose than I already was, because it would drop my heart rate too low, and I already dropped low since I've been taking it. Since I recently dropped down to 36. He was a little concerned about that. So we're trying one other thing right now. He put me on acetabutal? I don't know. I'll put the little name on here somewhere. And I was very hesitant because he said it's a beta blocker. I don't have a good track record with beta blockers, especially dropping too low. So he said that it should not make my heart rate drop lower, but it might a little bit, but it shouldn't make it like bottom out. That's his hope. And the medicine's like, it's somehow like, he explained it to me as the medicine has a blocker in it so it doesn't get high, but also has some sort of stimulant in it so it doesn't get too low, which makes absolutely no sense to me. But that's why he's an electrophysiologist and I'm not. So, yeah, that was interesting. I was just like, alright. He was very happy, though, that I did not cancel my appointment with him in August because he was hoping I could get back there to see him. And when I told him that I still had mine scheduled for like August 2nd, he was way excited. He was just like, I was going to try to squeeze you in somewhere, and well, I already have an appointment, so I'll go back then. If the medicine makes me worse by then, I'm supposed to call him. If it's not helping by then, we're going to have to do the EP study, I think. I'm not excited about it, but maybe by then my heart will open up a little more to the possibility. I just keep reminding myself that this is all in God's timing, and it'll happen for, it happens for a reason, and there's a reason for everything. But it's still, ugh. He was really excited to see that the neurologist up here had put me on the Mestinon. He thought it might make me a little worse at times. And so when I told him that, he said he wasn't really surprised. But he was happy I had tried it, so we wouldn't try it at a later date. So yeah, that was how my trip went. I can't think of anything else. I know there was something else that was really funny that happened. I can't think of it. Maybe I'll think of it another time or something. But this is already a long video, and I haven't hardly talked. Well, I guess I have for, like, yeah. So, yeah, I'm going to finish my dinner that's sitting directly over here. Because I can't eat before I travel. Like, this morning I could, but later in the afternoon and stuff, I can't, like, coming up the mountain. I can't eat. Going down the mountain, I can. I don't know what the problem is coming up, but I get really nauseous and not good. Last time I ended up puking coming up the mountain, and this time I didn't, so I was really happy. Oh! I remember. I am still not allowed physical activities. I did do a little compromise. Obviously, I get to do the hospital stuff because that's part of my occupational therapy. But I did talk him into letting me try to walk like a quarter of a mile to half a mile. Not every day, and only with a buddy. But my buddy, I'm like Facebooking. Like, I put an announcement on Facebook. My buddy cannot freak out if I pass out. That's all there is to it. I had one friend offer to be my walking buddy if he could give people markers to write on me if I passed out. So, we'll see how that turns out. But, alright, that's about all I have. It was a really good appointment, and I'm really blessed with this cardiologist. I have to wear this all the time, apparently. He thinks it would be a good idea if I wore it even around Boone to let people know that, hey, watch the chick. So, we'll see. Hope y'all are doing well, and trying not to get, like, massively hot, because even in Boone, and we're on top of a mountain, we're still breaking records at, like, 89 degrees in May, and it doesn't even get 89 degrees in the summer. So, I'm praying everyone else has cooler weather, and because it does not help with the wanting to pass out stuff. So, I will talk to y'all later, and I hope y'all are doing well. Keep a smile, stay positive, and it will all be okay.